very simple. And it doesn't have to be Ndindi Nyoro. Anyone can come up with a proposal, and the parliamentary procedures are very clear. Take it to parliament, it goes through the entire motion, and it is adopted. So on the one hand, there's a problem because it is not going to see the light of day on the floor of parliament simply because we have a regime that wants to get its way. And that is not the only problem. The other problem is, ask yourself, if you have an opposition that is solid, and this opposition is speaking the language that is supposed to benefit Mwananchi, it is also incumbent upon them to pick ideas like Ndindi Nyoro's ideas. Because you're not going to allow any other individual with brilliant ideas to hog the show and have no institutionalized way of pushing it. I am sure if these brilliant ideas were harnessed, by the luminaries in opposition, it would have more clout and have more stature to be tabled in parliament. I'm reminded of the NAC era when Kanu was in opposition and Kibaki had a regime that was in power. Those are very solid, shadow cabinet,
yes.
And the finance shadow cabinet minister back then, Bill Okero, was very solid with ideas, and he used to articulate them on the floor of parliament. And Kibaki, being the prudent president that he was, benefited from those ideas. I think so. If you look at what is happening today, I think we have a president who probably wouldn't want anyone to steal the show. He would want to be the alpha and omega of all this. So even every brilliant idea that originates from any other quarters, individuals will end up getting frustrated. And I think that's the frustration we have with the opposition, that the opposition has not harnessed divergent opinion and put them together in such a way that it becomes impossible for parliament to repulse that. Because you can't tell me that all these big leaders don't have members of parliament who are following them. So why would members of parliament, for instance, make noise in a rally with Kalonzo Musyoka, others make noise with Matiang'i, others with Rigiji, instead of harnessing ideas? For the last few years, our expectation was very simple. There's a lot that this regime has done that probably raises a lot of questions in the minds of so many Kenyans. Up to 7. If you start with the cost of living that has gone high, the introduction of very dubious levies on our pay slips like the housing levy, without a very clear pathway on how that will benefit Kenyans. I think the president started by saying that you're building houses for poor people. Rich people don't want poor people to have houses. Then he moved and said, oh no, we are creating jobs. This housing is not just about housing. We are creating jobs. And there are people who don't want our jobless youths to get jobs. But no one is giving us the data of how many people who didn't own homes that now own homes. Now, how many people are employed in the service sector that supports the housing industry who've gotten jobs? How many people are employed directly? So no one is giving us that data. And you'd expect the opposition to be at the forefront of, first of all, ensuring that whatever plans this government had, they are diligently executed. They are not doing that. And then number 2, you'd expect them to give us a policy framework and say, now, this is what this regime has instituted. This is how it is not working for Kenyans. And we are not telling you to do anything. We are just telling you to understand that it is not working for you, and this is the alternative that we have for you. This is how this alternative is going to work. Now, keep this in mind. This is how they're doing it wrong. This is how we promise to do it right as we go into 2027. For as long as they're not doing that, they're not keeping this government in check, and they're not offering that alternative that Dismas is talking about. 2027 doesn't look like they have anything to tell us, vote for us. And I can tell you, people keep lying to us that it is better to hide your candidate until the last minute. This crop of opposition leaders will not give us anyone in the last minute. If anything, they are going to disintegrate before they agree on a candidate. Now look at history. In 1992, in the run-up to the 1992 general election, that's the same thing we were promised when Ford was Ford, Forum for the Restoration of Democracy. They were moving together saying that because Moi will scuttle us, let us just work in this forum and then we'll unleash a candidate last minute.
Isn't that the same party that the Speaker of the